Imagine your shotgun has to live in a bedside safe, a truck lockbox, and a bug-out pack, and still be ready the moment you need it. Compact shotguns solve that exact brief by trading barrel and stock length for pointability and stowability. That trade forces real choices: more muzzle blast and wider patterns, or slower handling with better ballistic performance. Pick your mission first: room clear, vehicle carry, or low over-penetration bedside protection. Then pick the tool that matches it. If you want gear that actually works when everything else fails, you're in the right place. Tap like, subscribe to Firearm Standard, and hit the bell. We run real tests, break the toys, and only recommend what survives. Sulon Arms SS211. The SS211 is a stripped-down statement: 2 barrels, 1 compact footprint. At roughly 10 inches per barrel, it gives you 2 immediate firing options with minimal controls. Break-action simplicity means rock-solid reliability and near-zero malfunction risk. For home defense, that reliability is valuable. You don't have to wrestle with gas systems or feeding problems. You also don't get a high capacity. That's the design trade-off: instant, absolute simplicity against sustained fire. Pointability is the SS211 core advantage. Short barrels and a clean sight line let you move through doorways and hallways with far less muzzle sweep. You can present, index, and make a fast, decisive call when space shrinks. Ballistics are what they are. A 10-inch choke will open patterns quickly. That can be good indoors if you want wide, immediate coverage at close ranges. It can be bad if you aim to keep shot inside a single room. So, the question is practical. Do you accept a broader spread to gain speed and simplicity? Tactically, the SS211 works best as a dedicated room clearing or truck stow piece. Train with the pattern your loads make and plan your angles. Break-open designs also simplify clearing and visual confirmation of status. If you want a compact shotgun that refuses to jam and forces simple, decisive use, the SS211 is a defensible choice. But are you prepared to accept pattern variability for that reliability? That's the calculation on the table. Henry Axe. The Henry Axe swaps the typical shotgun ergonomics for a lever-action cadence and a smaller projectile. In 410 guys, the platform prioritizes controllability and reduced muzzle blast. Why does that matter? In close quarters, heavy 12-gauge buckshot can be punishing to train with and brutal in confined spaces. The 410 lever gives you a gentler recoil impulse and a lighter report while still delivering effective close-range payloads, especially with modern defensive 410 loads. Lever action operation changes the shooting rhythm. It's not a bump fire tool, it's a follow-up pattern that rewards deliberate, practiced cycling. That mechanic makes the gun accessible to users who need predictability under stress. The Henry Axe also reduces the engineering complexity compared to semi-auto shorties, which can struggle with short shells or heavy wad designs. The trade is capacity and pattern density. A 410 spreads faster and penetrates less than a 12-gauge. But if over-penetration and blast are real concerns in your house, the compromise can be wise. Operationally, the Axe shines for owners who want a compact, low-blast defensive tool that is easy to carry and easier to practice with. Its historical feel is a bonus for some. Its practical payoff is reduced recoil and simple mechanical reliability. The question you should ask: do you want a gun that encourages training because it's pleasant to shoot, or a platform that punishes mistakes with raw power? The Axe makes the choice clear. Mossberg 590 Shockwave. The Shockwave family took a field-proven pump platform and squeezed it into a form that prioritizes point-and-shoot performance. The 590 lineage brings rugged internals and a manual of arms many users already trust. In Shockwave configuration, you trade stock length for a bird's head or pistol grip and a short barrel designed for maneuverability. That results in fast presentation and a compact profile that's easy to index from hip or low-ready positions. What you get is repeatable mechanics and a familiar control layout, slide, pump, and a manual action that tolerates a wide range of loads. Where many compact designs struggle with reliability, the Shockwave often benefits from conservative engineering choices. It's not pretty to shoot with Magnum buck loads at close range, but for typical defensive 0.0 buck or even reduced recoil shells, it lands in a functional sweet spot. The Shockwave also sits in a middle ground for legal and practical considerations. Many users choose it for its balance of performance and simplicity. Patterning remains critical. Short-barrel shotguns open patterns aggressively, and you must know how your chosen load behaves at 3 to 7 yards. The Shockwave's advantage is familiarity. If you already trust the Mossberg pump action, the compact version gives you that trust in an easier-to-manage package. So, do you want a compact that behaves like a full size when it counts? The Shockwave answers yes, with a few practical caveats about blast and training. Sulon Arms SR410. The SR410 takes the revolver idea and applies it to shotgunning. A rotating cylinder that feeds 4 barrels, a compact footprint, and an interface built for fast point-and-shoot work. Mechanically, it's simple compared to some modern designs. No gas system, no complicated tube magazines, just a mechanical rotation and a hammer-fired ignition. That simplicity buys reliability and ease of maintenance. In a defensive brief, where clearance and quick presentation win, the SR410 compactness and intuitive reload cycle can be a real asset. Pattern and payload are the trade-offs. With a limited tube/cylinder capacity, you accept fewer follow-up rounds and must be deliberate in engagement choices. Loads matter more here than in high-capacity platforms. Pick buckshot or specialty defensive shells that pattern tightly out of short barrels. The SR410 live fire behavior rewards aggressive pointability over long-range precision. You're not engaging at 30 yards. You're making decisive decisions at arm's length. What kind of user benefits most? A homeowner who values simplicity, a vehicle operator who needs a stowable tool, or a prepper looking for a low-maintenance defensive system. The mechanical rotary action also handles a range of shell types without the feed headaches some semi-autos see. But are you willing to trade capacity for dependability? If your answer is yes, the SR410 is an elegant, compact solution that minimizes failure points and maximizes ease of use under stress. Genesis Arms Gen 12 PDS. The Gen 12 PDS compresses an AR-like control set into a short-barreled 12-gauge package. It keeps the ergonomics users expect, semi-auto cadence, familiar controls, and AR-styled firmware for accessories, while trading barrel length for maneuverability. For users who live in mixed environments, vehicle, home, truck, that crossover matters. You get tactical handling and modularity in a compact chassis. Reliability and ammo tolerance are the engineering hurdles. Short-barrel AR pattern shotguns force designers to manage gas timing and extraction under odd dwell times. Genesis addresses that with tuned internals and a reciprocating barrel design intended to reduce cycling issues with a wider range of loads. But the platform still asks for attention to ammo selection and break-in. The payoffs are real: faster follow-ups than break actions, more capacity than single-shot minis, and an accessory ecosystem that lets you tailor the gun to the mission. Tactically, the Gen 12 works for users who want a semi-auto's cadence without the bulk of full-length shotguns. It's a tool for people who already know AR ergonomics and want that muscle memory in a shorter package. The question to ask: do you value modularity and rate of fire enough to accept extra maintenance and ammo discipline? If so, the Gen 12 trades barrel length for a capability set that can be decisive in tight fights. IWI Tavor TS12. The TS12 is a bullpup shotgun that solves one problem loud and clearly: capacity. 3 rotating tubes give you a dozen rounds in a compact, shoulderable package. That design shifts the tactical calculus. More rounds before reload means more sustained action in close fights. Paired with a short overall length, the TS12 blends room-clearing capacity with a controllable profile that's easier to move inside structures and vehicles. Complexity is the other face of that capability. The TS12 tube system, rotating mechanics, and unique loading process demand user familiarity and methodical maintenance. You gain capacity and quick reload potential by swapping tubes, but you also accept a higher training burden. Patterning on short, aggressive barrels still requires work. If you run defensive loads that open wide, more rounds won't help unless you control engagement angles and distances. Who benefits most? Operators who expect sustained contact or high-volume engagements, and teams that can support a logistics and training pipeline for a non-standard platform. For a civilian homeowner, the TS12 can be overkill unless your brief calls for extended fire. So ask yourself, do you want a shotgun that reduces the need to reload, or one that minimizes complexity and training time? The TS12 answers the first. It does so with a mechanical promise that demands disciplined users. Rock Island VRF-14. The VRF-14 wears AR posture and shotgun clothes, box magazine feed, familiar controls, and a compact chassis that lets users swap mags and reload rapidly. That feed choice changes logistic assumptions. Instead of stuffing shells into a tube under stress, you drop in a fresh box and get back into action. For dynamic entries, vehicle stow, or team breaching where reload speed matters, a box mag shotgun can be a real force multiplier. Mechanically, the VRF-14 borrows the ergonomics and manual of arms shooters already know. Controls sit where your muscle memory expects: mag release, safety, and charging handle. So training transfer from an AR or pistol caliber carbine is efficient. The trade-off? Magazine design and availability. Shotgun box mags are heavier and less common than AR mags, and their expense and supply chain create real planning needs. Expect different failure modes. Drop the right mag and you've solved a reload problem. Drop the wrong component and you've introduced a logistical one. Ballistic reality matters more with short barrels. The VRF-14 short tube and muzzle will open patterns faster than a full-length gun. That means you must pattern test defensive loads and tune engagement distances accordingly. When paired with modern defensive buckshot, the VRF-14 gives decisive stopping power with the reload and accessory advantages of modern platforms. So ask, do you want AR ergonomics and rapid magazine swaps in a shotgun, or do you prefer the simplicity of tube-fed reliability? If your answer favors modularity and reload speed, the VRF-14 earns serious consideration. Standards SP12 Compact. The SP12 Compact is an exercise in brutal functionalism, short overall length, pistol grip handling, and a focus on immediate pointability. Standards took tactical intent and removed extraneous complexity. The result is a shotgun that's easy to index, simple to operate, and designed to be manipulated in tight spaces where long stocks get in the way. What you gain is speed and low cognitive load. The SP12's control set is straightforward: pump, aim, and press. That translates directly to faster first-shot presentation and fewer manipulation errors under stress. Where it costs you is in recoil management and sustained accuracy with heavy defensive loads. Short sight radius and compact mass amplify muzzle rise, and heavy rounds will teach you humility quickly. Training and ammo selection, reduced recoil, or lighter defensive shells for drills make the SP12 usable without punishing the shooter. From a legal and practical standpoint, the SP12 sits in the category where users must be mindful of definitions and local statutes. It's also a platform that rewards repetition. The same muscle memory that makes it fast also makes it precise over time. So the question remains, do you want a purpose-built point shooter that forces decisive use, or a more forgiving gun that hides recoil behind a stock? The SP12 is honest about its brief: fast, simple, and effective at close range. Axor Arms FSS Mini. The FSS Mini's whole pitch is simple: disappear until you need it, then unfold into a semi-auto shotgun that shoots faster than a single-shot Mini. The engineering is straightforward: short barrel, semi-auto gas system tuned for reduced dwell, and a folding brace or stock that turns a pack-sized package into a shoulderable, aimed tool. That combination delivers genuine capability for vehicle hide, glove box redundancy, or an off-body contingency where a full-length shotgun won't fit. 3 practical caveats matter. First, folding joints are stress points. Hinges, detents, and locks must survive sweat, grit, and repeated manipulation. That increases maintenance and inspection discipline compared with a fixed stock gun. Second, short-barrel gas systems are picky. The designer's tune helps, but you still need to verify reliability across the defensive loads you plan to run and put the gun through a break-in and ammo matrix. Third, the human factor changes. Cheek weld, sight picture, and trigger reach differ after unfolding. The unfold and present drill is part of the gun's manual of arms and must be practiced until it's reflex. On the range, the FSS Mini rewards users who treat it like a system, not a toy. Semi-auto follow-ups beat brake actions for speed. A folded package lets you carry covertly, but the gun assumes you will train to it. Do you want the advantage of quick follow-ups at the cost of a higher training bar and more maintenance? If yes, the FSS Mini is a legitimate solution. If not, that added complexity will become your weakest link when seconds count. Charles Daly Honcho. Charles Daly Honcho take one clear position: make a shotgun that's cheap, simple, and indexable in a contact fight. They borrow the Shockwave template, short barrel, bird's head or pistol grip, basic pump or simple action, and strip away non-essentials so owners can afford practice and keep muscle memory sharp. For many homeowners, that trade is sensible. You get point-and-shoot effectiveness without exotic parts or sensitive gas systems. The upside is obvious. Low cost lowers the barrier to high-frequency training, and basic mechanics mean forgiving function across a wide range of shells. A short pump will cycle standard buckshot reliably, it's easy to clear in the field, and basic presentation drills translate quickly to competence. That real-world reliability often beats marginal ballistic gains you might get from boutique short barrel builds that are finicky about ammo. What you give up is pattern control and indoor comfort. Short barrels open shot patterns aggressively. Concussion and neighbor risk rise. The sighting picture favors instinctive point shooting over precision-aimed fire. Those are not inherent flaws if your expected engagements are inside 10 yards and you accept the tactical implications. The practical question is this: would you rather own a tool you'll actually practice with, or a finicky mini that sits in the safe because it's expensive and temperamental? For many, the clone's affordability and rugged simplicity make the choice obvious. Which compact shotgun fits your brief? Tell me below. Do you favor concealment and semi-auto follow-ups, or simplicity and high-practice reliability? Drop your rig, preferred load, and one drill you'd run before calling it ready. Bottom line, compact shotguns are tools of compromise. Pick the brief, pick the load, and train the sequence until it's instinct. A folding semi-auto buys concealment and rate of fire at the cost of complexity. A Shockwave clone buys low-cost practice and rugged function at the cost of pattern control and concussion. Neither is best, only right for a specific user and scenario. If this helped, like the video, subscribe to Firearm Standard and ring the bell. We break gear, test loads, and show real drills so you don't guess on the clock. Share this with one training partner and post your test results. I'll read the top comments and build the next live patterning session around them.